Welcome to another installment of P2 Podcast Blues at George Harrison podcast, where we talk all things George Harrison. I am one of your hosts. I'm the youngest host of the show. My name is Hudson Ranney. You may know me for my show, I Know, a Solo Beatles podcast, and anytime at all, a Beatles radio show. And I am joined by my co-host, who does his show Pods Like Us, based out of the UK. Martin Quibell. Martin, how's it going?
I'm okay, thank you, Hudson, and I like the title of your radio show.
Thank you. It's only done one episode, but so I guess it isn't any time at all.
No. Well, if it's available on the internet, you can listen to it any time at all.
Fair enough. Now I want to go over a couple of news items. Our friend Owen Ling, I think I pronounced his name right.
Owen, yep.
Yes. He just announced that he is releasing a book, George Harrison in the 70s. And he's already booked to come on the show. So, news flash. I know you would be okay with that.
I like Owen. He's a good friend.
Oh, he's a lot of fun. Owen writes for Culture Sonar. He's interviewed some pretty big names. Brian May, Mike McCartney. He's interviewed most members of Wings, I'm pretty sure, except for Paul and Joe English and Linda.
Yep.
Members
of U2 as well, and a lot of other groups as well. He's spoken to people from.
Yeah, Owen.
He did the really good U2 book as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. So what else is there for news? There was the Get Back screening last night. Martin, did you manage to sneak in?
I did not. No. I did contact Giles and asked him where my Giles Martin, and asked him where was my ticket.
He was like,
he said it must have been lost in the post.
Oh, well, you're giving me ideas for future guests. So
next week we've got a real biggie coming, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got it.
With the Get Back documentary 3-part being available on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and which we're gonna have. I think we should try to do something live, possibly. But
I think that's not a bad idea. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm already thinking of talking to people about having a chat with them about that when it comes out.
For your show?
Possibly, yes. I thought of doing a group chat between a few Beatles related podcasters about that exact subject.
Yeah. This is going to be big. It will possibly be the big. I think it's the anthology of the 21st century.
Yeah, I think it's the most important and biggest thing in Beatles media since the anthology series came out.
I would agree. Is there any other books that have come out recently? Shades of Life by Drew Sutherland Kessler, the 5th installment in the John Lennon series.
Yep.
Was released.
Just go over here and not George related at all, but there is the Paul McCartney lyrics set that's come out.
Don't show me that UK cover. Don't show me the UK cover.
Isn't that UK cover? The only thing is, I'm envious of the American side, because the sides, the other copy is at the side of me here because I've been reading it. But in America, you've got an actual picture of Paul on the side, of the book, which I'm really irritated by, because the version in France, because I've seen Mike McCartney, he's got a copy from France, that actually has the Chaos and Creation cover and the sides of the picture of Paul. So in France, they've got both mixed together.
Have you ordered a French copy yet?
I don't have that sort of money. I'm sure that Tom Unyard from Two Legs has probably got 5 or 6 copies from various different continents.
Well, his co-host got the UK one. I know that.
He did. I know that. Yeah. So he can mix and match if he wanted.
Yeah.
There you go, Andy. Suggestion for you.
Yeah. So jumping into our topic, we are talking about George Harrison cover art today. Now, Martin and I were talking and we were like, oh, we were kind of shooting out ideas. And this is just something that's kind of casual and exciting, I think.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever talks about the cover art.
No.
Everybody just wants to talk about the music, but I mean, the art is part of the record. Like, that's what makes it a good record. I think.
Yeah. I'm old school, so I mean, I've got vinyl albums still, so I like packaging and the cover art. I think it's, like you said, it's all a part of the aesthetic of the when they bring out the album, there's a reason why they pick those covers and why they pick the artwork and the font on the that they use. I mean, I actually found out, going back to that Paul McCartney thing, that's a newly created font for the Paul McCartney collection book
It is.
that they created specially for it.
Oh,
Somebody
wow.
mentioned on another show, and I thought, wow, he's paid for a font to be created for that book.
Well, it's Paul. I mean, he would. It's Paul.
It's Paul. Yeah.
He's taken a lot of our money already. Do you want to disclose how many copies of McCartney 3 you own?
I own 5 copies of McCartney 3, I think. Or do I own 6? 4 on CD and 2 on vinyl. Or do I own 3 on vinyl? I've lost count.
Not worse than let's just say I know people that have worse habits.
I've got blue vinyl. I've got the Spotify, or is it the Coke green? Yeah, Spotify green, and the black vinyl. But then the CD, I've got the normal CD, and then I've got the 4 with the extra demos on as well.
Wow. So you ordered the one from Japan?
When I found out about the one from Japan, I'd wish that I hadn't ordered those 4, because those 4 songs are on the Japanese copy.
Yeah.
And I was trying not to swear. Yeah.
Yeah. Not happy. Yeah. Paul. Ugh.
How many copies do you have?
1, and it will stay that way.
Yeah.
But I do have the promo poster.
That's good. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thankfully, a friend of mine owns a record store and was like, and he likes to, and he'll help me out to get the stuff, thankfully. Shout out to Mountain Man Music.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of those.
So starting off,
right, George Harrison.
Yeah. Who's he?
Who's he? Only the subject of the podcast.
Yeah. Oh. Now, this doesn't include just the picture. This includes the packaging as well.
Okay.
So, Martin, what is your number 10? Like, what's the least cover for you?
Ooh, least cover. I'm going to have to bring all the covers up now. I thought we were talking about them in succession, actually.
Oh
dear. I haven't really worked out what my least favourite is. So I'm going to have to make all this up as I go along, like I said.
You want me to go first, so it gives you some time to think?
You can do if you like. Does this include 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? So we're not including Wonderwall in electronic sound then, obviously.
Yes.
Oh, we are, because that would make it 12, wouldn't it? Would it?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, so let's go through these.
So my number 12 would be George Harrison's self-titled album. Now, the way the resolution is on the original LP is really weird.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if that's just me, but it looks all smushed and spread out. Like because I take a photography class at school, you learn about image, like digital noise, and I just see that all over that photo. And I think that that really just is. I mean, I think the album's great, but like it's just an inner sleeve. Like there's no fun goodies in there. There's not a no.
No.
Yeah.
I would, looking at it, actually, I think I'd probably agree with you on that album.
Yeah, because I mean,
I don't know.
If you think about it, like Cloud9, at least she's smiling.
Oh yes, yeah.
Which we'll talk about here in a while. So
what is he doing? Is he deep in thought in the middle of some bushes or something? I don't know.
He's like, oh, I got a kid and I'm married and I have to put this record out. That's the look I get from this face, don't you think?
Okay. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, probably. Because he's just had the kid and everything. It's like,
yeah.
I've had no sleep all night. Had to change his diaper at 2:00 in the morning.
Danny's gonna be listening to this and he's gonna be like, oh my god, they're talking about me getting my diaper changed.
Oh, to have Danny on as a guest.
Yes. So what would be your number? Would you say that would be your number 12?
Possibly. Yeah, yeah, go on then. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Number 12. Yeah, the self-titled, despite the fact that I do love the album itself.
Oh, that might be my favorite George album.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
Yeah. What would be your number 11?
Number 11. You can hear me clicking away here. I'm looking. Sort of. Oh, what's that? I don't know. That's quite cool, actually. That. Number 11 would be. I'm going to get some real people who are going to have a go at me now, probably. Actually, no, that's tricky. Because if it had stayed as the original 1981 cover, I'm not fond of the original 81 cover for Somewhere in England, but I do like the replacement cover for it.
You do?
Yes.
Because
for some reason.
We have totally different opinions on that.
Okay.
I think that the replacement cover is the world's ugliest thing.
I'm going to look at it closer now.
I don't know. He just looks so angry. I don't like the yellow background, but I think the original cover is kind of cool.
All right, yellow background. Hold on. Are we looking at the right one? Because the replacement cover in 2004 was the picture of him, the side picture of him with his hair, and he's got is that England in his hair or something?
Yes, but that was the original cover.
All right, okay. I like that. It's the other one that I don't like. The one that they issued. Yeah.
Okay.
The one where it looks like he stood outside the job centre or something.
Yeah, and he looks like he just got sued or something.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one I'm on about. In fact, no, he's on the floor, isn't he? Because that's a yellow line on the road.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm gonna agree with you with that being my number 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I really don't like that album cover.
Album, It's okay. Shameless plug for my podcast. Go listen to my episode with Dr. Kenneth Womack when we talk about Somewhere in England.
Yeah. Would that be on I Know? Is that
Yeah.
that one?
Yes.
On that show. Yes. Yeah. They removed some good songs off that album.
It is but going to number 10, what would be your number 10, Martin?
Number 10 would be, here I am scrolling through them again. Ooh. I don't actually. I might get some hatred for this one. I'm not sure what I think of the Dark Horse cover. I don't get what's going on that cover. What's the cover about on Dark Horse?
So it has so what it is doing is it's like George's class all lined up with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, it's weird.
But it doesn't say anything about the music that's on the album, even though it's one of his lesser albums. But yeah, it doesn't say much about the music that's on there, does it? It just yeah. It's like a picture that you'd have in your photo album cover.
Yeah.
I might pick that as number 10, actually.
Really?
I don't know. Questioning 10. Because I know some people are not fond of things like the Gontropo cover or the cover for. Yeah, I might. Yeah. Okay. I've changed my mind. I'm going for Extra Texture.
Well, you, have the same one as me. Sorry.
Again.
I had to throw that pun in there. So I actually think that the packaging is great on this album. I mean, if you think about it, you've got the I don't know what you call it, like gatefold thing.
Okay.
Not in the UK, but in the US, we had that where you like slide it in and out with George's faces, like that blue lettering was cut out.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Because you can because on mine, because I don't actually have the vinyl, I've only got the CD. So obviously you don't have that. So all we've got is that picture that's on the Wikipedia page, which is just Extra Texture, and you can just see a bit of him behind that picture.
Yeah.
Which is just a bit, I don't know, doesn't really say anything about the album.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's weird. But I would agree, and it's a dull album. I think.
You do. Are we going to the music now, are you?
Once I get going, I don't stop. You know me.
There's some good stuff on there, I suppose. This guitar can't keep from crying.
The answers at the end is wonderful.
But it is. Yep.
Side 2.
His name is Legs will always make me smile because of who it's about, and Tide of Midnight Blue is a really nice melody to it. So yeah,
that's a whole other episode.
It is. Yeah,
we'll have somebody. We'll get Owen on for that show because he actually really likes that album, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he does. He wants to talk about that album at some point. He does.
So now going to material number 9. What's your number 9?
I think you just accidentally said what your number 9 is.
No, that actually is not what my number 9 is.
Oh, good.
Do you want me to say my number 9?
Go on then, say your number 9. Ooh, I just got rid of something there.
Yep. Wonderwall Music. I really like this picture. There's just, I don't own it on vinyl because it's crazy priced. And so I can't really like appreciate something unless I have the actual physical thing.
Yeah.
But I think it is a really nice picture.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. So we're going with that. You know what? Sorry, I am going for Dark Horse this time. I think it just looks like a picture that you'd have in a family album. You'd say, "Oh, I went to India and I did this and did that," and you know, there's the picture to go with it. And it doesn't really say anything about the album, really.
It's like a school. It's like a school picture. It's like here.
Yes.
Yeah, like those.
You've got the whole school, the class together for a photograph.
Yeah, and
that's what that's like.
Those pictures always come out really bad.
Yeah. Or one of those family pictures where you have the whole family there for the wedding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I'll give the home audience a peek at my school ID. Like, we don't want to ever have to see that.
Or my driving license picture.
Now I need to see that.
No, because I might accidentally give away my driving license number and everything while I'm at it. I don't know. I'm looking now, aren't I? Where's that? Because the awful thing is, you know, in this country, it tells you not to smile for your photograph. So there we go.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a sign. There is a sign on these in this country that says you are not allowed to smile or grimace or anything. You just have to be sort of like straight faced,
like a mugshot.
So like a mugshot, basically. Yeah. I've done a few of those. Done a few of those for ID before.
You were gonna say I've done a few the mug shots, but nope. No. Okay, nope. That's good.
Paul McCartney has though.
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody pointed that out earlier when somebody put up the picture of Paul in his with his blue Aston that he had, Aston Martin DB6, I think he had. And somebody said, "Oh, that must be a picture of him after he was allowed to drive again." He likes driving at speed, does Paul?
Yeah. Oh, Paul.
And so does George. So did George.
So what are we at now? Number 8, I think.
Yep. So number 8, we are starting to go for get good covers now.
Yes.
I will say. So number 8, I will this time go for Wonderwall Music as well, because I think it's a great cover. But the other albums have better covers. We'll just put it that way. Because I do love the whole, there's the person, there's the wall, and there's something going on behind that he doesn't know about, and you've got a little hole there that you can, if he wants to, he can peep through to see what's going on, and it tells you everything you need to know about the film, actually, because I've seen the film as well.
You have?
I have.
Well, now I'm gonna go have to watch it because we should do an episode on it. Um,
Be prepared, it's very naughty.
oh boy. But I'm not honestly that surprised.
60s porn.
Oh god.
Only light porn, though, we'll put it that
Yeah.
way. I didn't realise, actually, that that was recorded in 3 different studios. Wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. Yeah, EMI in London, the Bombay EMI, which is known as HMV, or was back then, in Bombay, in India, and then good old Delane Lee Studios as well in London.
Yeah. So now going into my number 8 is Gontrapo.
Yes.
It's cute. You should all go listen to our episode that we did with the Things We Said Today crew about where we talked about Gontrapo. Was that our second?
It was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Darren did behave. So it was good.
Unbelievably, he did.
Yes. Oh, Darren. Oh.
Oh, dear. Darren. Number 7. Like I said, all of the album covers now are great covers. So number 7, I will go for Electronic Sound. It's a fun cover. It's very abstract, and it's just very lively, and you can see what it's all about with all the patch bays behind him with the cables. So that sort of jumps out at me as somebody who started life in the recording with using analog. So I would have been used to patch bays and things like that back in the day, and it's like I said, it's a fun cover, even though it's very abstract and different, shall we say?
Yeah, I agree. My number 7 would have to be Brainwashed. Now,
Okay.
I think since it was posthumously released, they should have put a nice photo of George. Like, when they did that movie in early 2000, like 2 weeks after he was stabbed, that was included in the DVD box.
Yep.
In that booklet, they had a really nice photo of George that I think would
Yes.
have been a perfect cover. I don't think that they should have done it like that. I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't work for his last album.
No, I mean I can understand why they actually picked that picture, but it only works in conjunction with the title song. It doesn't work in conjunction with the rest of the album. So it's talking about being brainwashed by this, that, and the other, including the TV. So you've got the dummies holding the TV, and basically the dummies are people being brainwashed by watching the TV.
Yeah.
So I can get that in connection with the song, but not by the album as a whole.
Yeah. Moving to 6, I think. I can't count.
Yep, number 6. Yeah, I'll go for Brainwashed exactly for that reason as well. Where, like you said, it would have been nice for that album posthumously to have a really nice photograph of George. You could even have. I mean, in that case, you could even do a picture that's like a family picture where you've got George and Danny and Olivia possibly in Hawaii.
That would be
And
great.
and that would have been, because the album is all about. I mean, it's probably the most varied of George's albums material wise. So it says everything about George in there, because you've got songs that are all about different subjects, and it touches everything that's important to George. So if you've got that, and then you've got a nice picture of George with Olivia and Danny in Hawaii, because he loved the house that they had in Hawaii. He loved those two, obviously. There was his wife and his son. and it's all the things that he loves and everything that's about him on the album, so it matches the material on the album with the picture as well.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
And even in the inside cover, they could have had pictures of him with the people who worked on the album as well, because they're all people who he loved. So
Yeah.
in the album, you could have had pictures dotted throughout with George with Jeff, George with Danny, George with Joe Brown, George with Jules Holland, and George with Keltner, and George with all these people that were on
Not
the
Paul.
album. Not Paul, because Paul's not on there, is he?
Well, I thought you meant like throughout his life.
Well, you could have done that, yeah. You
Yeah.
could even have had like, very rare photograph of the Beatles all together. In fact, you could have done early Beatles or whatever, and you could have been like a family. Yeah, it could have been like a history of George in the book, in the book to have gone with it. Say,
I would agree. Moving down to number I think 4.
aren't we on five? We're on 5 now.
Oh, top 5. So
Yes,
number 5 for you.
number 5 for me. Okay. I'm not really sure what to say, because a lot of the albums now are George cover, George on the cover now. Number 5. Ooh, I might go for Gon Troppo, but I don't know why. It's a fun album cover, and I like the picture of. Let's bring it up here so I can look at it better. But yeah, I like the old, collage of it all, and I like the P's that are the sunglasses, the letter P, and the sun as the O, and how he's done that. But I don't know. It's difficult because when you get to top 5s of some things and you love all of them, it's difficult to pick one for each. So one of them's got to be number 5. So I've picked that, and I'm sorry.
My number 5, I'm gonna go with electronic sound. It's very abstract. I think the music on there is god awful.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Not really. I mean, it's just George messing about with a synthesizer. He's never touched one before. What does this do?
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. It's not like Paul experimentalism where where Paul has a rudimentary knowledge of sort of what he needs to do on a synthesizer. So he still comes out with something musical. George is like, oh, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. What does this button do?
He's like a little kid on a keyboard and a piano.
Yeah. Or one of those glockenspiels that they have kids, and they're like bang, bang, and then they hit a note that's got nothing to do with it. You go, no, that sounds awful.
And number 4.
Number 4, are we? Oh, I haven't picked mine. Have I picked number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, you're right. Number 4 would be. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I'm very fond of Cloud 9. That's a lovely picture of George on 33 1/3. Living in the material world, that says a lot about the religion. All things must pass. George in the garden with the, with the gnomes that Kit would love to own, but she doesn't. I suppose I'll go for. I don't know. I'll go for 33 and I'll go for living in the material world because the other three are really good pictures of George. And that's the only reason why I'm picking that one. And yep. Dear me.
Next, I would go with, next, my number 4 would have to be Cloud9.
Okay.
I love, he's actually smiling.
Yes.
He's not being a grumpy old man. He's smiling, he's happy, which is something that I like to see. So yeah.
Yep. Okay. We're into the top 3 now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Number 3. I might go for Cloud9 for number 3, actually. I mean, yeah, I love the fact that he's smiling. You've got the reflection of his face or reflection in his glasses, and he's having fun. He's got one of his favorite guitars with him, and I like the font of the writing and everything on there. But like I said, pardon?
Imagine if you could like write emails in that font, like.
I would love to write emails in that font.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not very many people email anymore, but.
No. But yeah. So
yeah.
There we go. What's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm gonna go with Material World.
Okay.
Now, I think this might be George's strongest album overall.
Okay. Yep.
I really like the hand. Like, I think that's really cool. Like, I think it could be a really cool art project. I also really like the gatefold. I love all those photos. I love, like, he's wearing the big tall thing. I love that, the photos with that and his hair. He's happy. He's in his happy. I think he's at Friar Park for most of those photos. And there's just something special about getting your fingerprints all over that album.
Yep.
I think it's just a lot of fun. And now number 2.
Number 2, I'm going to go for 33 and a third. It's a fantastic side picture of fantastic, side angle of George. Those glasses are really cool. I love the font as well of the, how the lettering's done with George with the small G there and the small I in the Harrison and the way that 33 and a third looks and that. But something had to come in second place, and that's the one. But it's a cool photograph and a cool image.
Now, our number 1s are, no surprise, it wins everything. All things must pass. Now, you can't really explain because it just kind of gets number 1.
It does.
And I'm actually going to make an exception. I think the whole gnome packaging gives it number 1.
Yep.
Those gnomes, I love those gnomes, and I want one very badly. I think, like, if there is anybody that wants to give me a gnome, like just one, I will take it. Like, I want to play with a gnome very badly.
Yep. If anybody wants to send Hudson a gnome for nothing, you can contact him through greatdaypr@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And his back garden will then end up with more gnomes than there's room for.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Yeah. So, do you have anything to add, Martin?
Not at all. The framing of the photo. Well, I can actually. I don't know why I said that. Yes, the framing of the photograph, where the trees are in the background, where George is on the photograph, is not quite centre. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's slightly to one side, which is interesting. in photographic terms, because normally if you take a photograph of somebody, like, when a professional takes a photograph, they will have the main subject of that central so that it's there for your eyes. But because he's sort of slightly off towards the left, slightly on the cover, it makes it interesting because there's a slight offness about it, which possibly, I don't know, it might be going a bit too much into theory here or conjecture, but perhaps it's different, so it's not what people are used to. He's no longer in the Beatles, and so he's making his way he's become that person on his own. And then yeah, how many gnomes are there on the floor?
A lot.
I'm trying to see how many gnomes there are on there. Can't see, but yeah, it's wonderfully done. How the pictures. I mean, and everything is there that needs to be there, and I love the basic simplicity of the his name there and the title of the album on there as well.
I think it's 4 gnomes. No, 5.
Is it 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, but the packaging as well was fabulous as well. I remember that when I used to. It's actually an album I don't own the vinyl of anymore, but I remember that being fascinating, and the reissue as well. I enjoyed that as well. Although I haven't got the big $1,000 box that, damn it, even Ed Chen's got that, and I'm really jealous. There you go.
Even Ed has it.
Yes, Ed has that, and I think doesn't Andy have that as well, and Tom as well from Two Legs. I think they've got it.
They
as well.
do.
And Darren DeVivo's got it probably twice or 3 times. Swines, they could give me one of their copies.
Cousin has it.
Pardon?
Cousin and Womack have it.
Yes. Yeah, everybody's got it except us.
So Martin, tell us how to contact you.
Right, we're there already. So you can contact me. Easiest way to do it is through podslikeus@gmail.com, and you can find the Pods Like Us web, on the site. Well, everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and that's the easiest way to get hold of me. Really, is just through the other shows, socials and email.
Yeah. You can email.
What about yourself? Oh, sorry.
You can email me at greatdaypr. That stands for Great Day Productions @gmail.com. If you have one of the old addresses that I was using, I'll answer it. I've got a lot of email addresses. Yeah. I can't remember passwords very well. You can email us both at georgeharrisonpod@gmail.com. The P2 Podcast Blues one, that goes to the not remembering passwords.
Yep. Although I am signed into that at all times on my phone, so you can get hold of me through that as well if you want.
Awesome.
Or either of us, and I'll answer you, because Hudson will answer you whenever he remembers the password for it. But yes. We're also, aren't we on Harrison Pod on Instagram?
Yes. And we're on, what's our Twitter? I don't know what our Twitter is.
I don't know what the Twitter is as well. Are we going to have to look now very quickly and fill in some time by explaining what you've got coming ahead, Hudson?
So I am in the middle of booking a couple good guests for my show. We've got Jerry Hammett coming up, who did the Beatles recording reference manuals. Who else do I have coming up? Tom Frangione will be on in the future. I just found that out today. Jude Kessler will be back to talk about Shades of Life. Who else can I think of? I think that's it at the moment. But I'm hoping to maybe get Buskin on.
Well, yes, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to come talk to me or be a guest on the show, please. And I am giving away a copy of the Shades of Life book.
Let's have a look.
I can't reach it. Maybe I can. This video is going to be very interesting.
Cheers.
You can
We
win.
are on Twitter. We are on Twitter as P2 Podcast Blues, and we can't see that. What you're showing people, we can't see because it's it's blue screened out.
Well, we can tell that it's a box.
It's a box.
Oh God. But yeah, you can enter to win a copy.
And he's back.
If you email me, I don't know when the drawing will be, but you can enter to win. It's a very good book, very thoroughly researched. I think that's about it.
Yep. So, yep, like I said, on Twitter, we are at P2 Podcast Blues.
Yeah, so please reach out to us, and peace and love, everybody.